Hi everyone! Welcome to DARI TV, where I bring the classroom to you. I'm Hannah John, and today I'm going to share with you 5 secrets your professors won't tell you, but I will. So I've been teaching at university full-time for about 7 years, and if you count part-time teaching while I was a PhD student, this is about a decade. So I've met my fair share of students over the years. I think I've learned some important life lessons along the way. These are the secrets that I'm going to share with you today. Just as a disclaimer, your profs might not all feel this way. I might just be the oddball, but I hope that these will be fun for you and maybe even a little bit informative. So here we go. We can actually tell if you're listening to us during class. It's very obvious. This starts from where you sit in the classroom to what you're doing while we're talking. So there are students who are furiously typing away, even if we're not saying anything. And then there are students who are giggling, even though we didn't say anything funny. We know you're doing something else, but we'll probably not call you out on it unless you're disrupting the class environment. So please don't think we don't know. Just know that when you're doing something during class, you're sending us a signal that something else is more important or more urgent. And that's fine, you can take care of business, but maybe you can do so outside of the classroom. So I have a habit of asking students repeatedly throughout the lecture if they have any questions regarding the materials. And the reason I ask this is because if you have a question, most likely another student or other students will have the same question. But more often than not, students won't raise their hands during class. So what do? You guessed it. After class, a long line forms next to the lectern, and I sit there sometimes, or stand there, trying to answer the same question repeatedly, over and over. Now, I'm always happy to speak with students before, during, and after class, but you have to know that if you can ask the question during class, this not only helps other students, but it might also save you and your other classmates some time. I know that some of you might have profs or teachers who give you the evil eye if you ask a question during class, or they accuse you of not studying the materials properly, but that's not me. And I know that many other profs are also very open to questions that you might have, so please don't be shy. Raise your hand, ask a question, and we'll have the discussion during class, and hopefully it'll be fruitful for everyone. You may not know it, but for every professor, there are 2 groups of students: outliers and everyone else. Now, don't get me wrong, and I have to say this at the forefront, I love all of my students. It's a pleasure teaching every single one of you, and that has nothing to do with my affection or my appreciation for you in my class. The only thing I'm trying to say is that we, like you, are humans, and we have very limited storage capacity up here. So what that means is, out of the thousands of students that we meet, we probably can't remember all of those students in our heads. So there are a few implications for this one. The first one is, if we happen to forget your name, or we can't match your name to your face, please don't be upset at us. Tear, tear. We're really trying our best. Maybe during that time you can try to explain how we met or in what capacity you were in our class, and that'll probably help to jog our memory. Second, if you are fortunate enough to be remembered, please know that there are also 2 types of outliers: those that trigger good memories, and those maybe not so good. Fortunately, I don't have too many students in the second category, but you get my drift. Here I'll put in a little bit more of my personal advice to you. So if you are a graduate student or part of the graduate program, one of the biggest advantages of the program is to have much more intimate one-on-one attention or work with your faculty members. So I would take every opportunity to forge long-lasting, fruitful relationships with your professors, whether it be in terms of research or some other collaborations. Please don't be shy and do reach out to your faculty, because if I were in your shoes, I would want to be an outlier. So one way students can distinguish themselves is by the emails that they write. I just talked about outliers, and I've seen many outliers with my emails over the thousands of emails I've received from students. I've received some really fantastic ones, and I've seen some cringeworthy ones as well. This ranges from no subjects in the header, getting my name wrong, trying to make me feel guilty. So the list goes on and on. This is actually such an important topic that I'll be covering how to write effective emails to your professors in a future video clip. Now, before you try to think back in the past to whether you've written any questionable emails to me, you're probably just fine, but I do want to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to constructing effective emails in the academic setting, but also in your careers going forward. Your profs are people too, and people are human. So I think if we try to be decent, we can work professionally with others even though we share different views or values. But I have to say, there are some tough cookies out there. If we have issues working with some of your profs, believe me, we know that you have issues probably working with some of your profs as well. If that's the case, please don't be discouraged. I'll also say that there's always something that we can learn from one another, whether they're a tough cookie or not. And so I would try to look for those opportunities to learn from, or try to think positively about the interactions with those profs that even you find difficult to work with. So even more encouraging is there's a wealth of faculty and other professors who really want to help you for the long haul. And so these are the ones who want to cheer you on and encourage you during your academic journey and your professional career. So please know that there's this wonderful pool of faculty who really want you to succeed and do well, and please cling on to those folks. I'm already counting down the days to the winter holidays, and I'm thinking of doing some sort of special through DARI TV. I think one suggestion I got was to do a really short audiobook of maybe one of my favorite Christmas stories, a short one. But I'm very open to any suggestions that you may have that will help you, encourage you, cheer you up, maybe in the middle of your semester. So maybe a lecture series on debits and credits. Let me know, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!